First, we'll make all of our imports. Then we have to make the card bank. And because there are multiple cards for each number, we use the colons to combine values together. There are 3 special cards for each type, and 1 of each modifier card, so we have to make sure to convert them into strings so we don't mix them up for a 2 or an 8. Then we'll be simulating 50,000 games per threshold in order to make a total of 500,000 games, with our threshold for the bots being 0.47. In our init method, our first loop is just a shortened version of this. Then we shuffle the cards and make a draw card method. .pop returns a card and removes it, which is handy for us, so we use that. Now for bust probability, the calculation is shown on screen in a second. Now we also need an average value for the deck for expected value calculations, so we iterate through each number card. Now we can make the player, and we give them a name, a threshold to abide by, and give them different parameters to keep track of throughout play as well. We also need to get threshold during rounds, so when we do data analysis we have this method on call. We keep a running value, or how many points they could get if they stayed at that moment, and that lets us calculate expected value easier. For our expected value, which we can calculate it, which is set in the code, and you should learn it in your economics class anyways. At the end of a round, we also need a method to finalize and add the score. And during special cards, we also need to pick a random active player, so we do that too. Now that that's finished, we can make a stats collector to keep track of everything. We make a log draw method that appends round ID, player, draw number, the card, if they busted, their running total, their expected value, if they have a second chance, if they have a ×2, if they were forced to draw, if they won the round, and what their final score was. There's a lot of stuff we're keeping track of over here. Then when we finalize the round, we check who the winner was by seeing what the highest score was. We also keep track of a lot of the same stuff, but in culmination for the round rather than individual. we make a for loop to make sure won and player score is kept track of. And then we may make a default dict in our bust probability methods in order to keep track of attempts and busts throughout the round. And a for loop to keep track of everything. Then we make a CSV writer to actually output everything. We do essentially the same thing for expected value as well. And we do it for all the other methods. Finally, we make a write all method that just does everything for us instead of calling each individual one when we make it in main. We also specify the CSV paths for it to output to. We can also make the game functions now, like drawing a card and resolving the row. Then, to play around, we initialize the deck and run through each player and calculate the probabilities and track everything as we go. Finally, we make the bots, run the study, and set up the if name equals the main setup. Over time, it'll iterate through everything and create a folder with all the data in the CSVs. So it'll take a bit because the memory is going to jack up and actually calculate everything, and then you'll get all your data.